Alright, I'm going to show you all a running video for the chopper with me off it, and then one with me on it. Starts up pretty easy. Alright, so I'm going to show you how easy it is to start. Now, this thing vibrates quite a bit, so the chain might pop off again, but we're going to try it. Now, the reason why the tank is angled too is it gives a little bit better flow to the fuel. It's really hard to come across over here, but it fuels perfectly fine. It doesn't starve or anything, so let's get her going and get it down the street. Choke on. Throttle it. Good. That's my kill switch too right there. Now I'll show you all the things about it here in a second. Alright, so as you saw there, that was the running video. It's running really good, but there are a couple of problems. The seat is dragging, and this thing is getting super hot, which makes me think that this is rubbing against the seat too. Now it's really fast, as you can see in the video. But you can tell it has more, it's just getting held back by something, and I think it's this. So we're gonna go ahead and modify this. I'm gonna get the seat to sit a little bit higher, I think. And then that should make the difference. So it should sit up a little bit higher, and that should get my butt away from that chain. I feel the vibration sometimes, and I just gotta like sneak my cheek away from it. but other than that, the exhaust is working great. The heat shield that I put up there is working great. I made sure I put plenty in there so it keeps the heat away from the tank, and honestly, it's doing its job. The tank's not getting super hot or anything, and it's not causing any running issues. So that was my biggest worry. I mean, you know, gas and heat, you know, it's supposed to be in the engine, just not away from it. So just trying to get everything to fit in this tight constraint was the hardest bit, but I got the exhaust in a really great spot now. I actually, what I did here is I fed it in, and I sealed it, or not sealed it, but at least got a little screw in there to help wedge it into a spot where it's not going to move. And then I went ahead and drilled in a rivet, or I should say I drilled and then I riveted that pipe into the other pipe, so they're not moving, and that's been a good solution so far. So see you in the next one. All right, 5 minutes and a couple zip ties later, or I should say one major big zip tie, and then a rubber piece that I had left over from some of these bumpers. So I had a piece that was kind of like this. That would be enough, and I can put a lot of weight on it now, and it's not going to be touching, so it's in a good spot. So now it's not going to be rubbing against that tire, and should be comfortable too now. And like I said, the reason why I have the tank off to one side is so it'll drip better into the fuel line, so it can make its way. It only has to go uphill a little bit to get over here to this carb, and the carb feeds in the fuel perfectly fine, so I'm not getting any starvation or anything. Even when I'm turning, it's kind of crazy. It's a really good setup, but yeah, time to get it back out there and take it out for another run. Tolerances on everything are so tight. It is insane. It's almost like it shouldn't work, but it does. It works really good, actually. Those brakes, they might look ugly as far as the bracket goes, but that works too. It works actually really, really good. The seat looks good, functions good, so absolutely unbelievable.